Serene village nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, there lived an elderly monk named Kaido. Known for his wisdom and tranquility, Kaido had spent decades in meditation and reflection. Each morning, as the first light of dawn kissed the earth, he followed a set of simple but profound habits that seemed to imbue him with an extraordinary peace. Villagers often marveled at how the monk's presence seemed to transform their troubles into calm and clarity. Curious about the source of his serenity, many sought his counsel. One crisp autumn morning, a young man named Hiroshi approached Kaido. Hiroshi was burdened by the chaos of modern life, struggling with anxiety and dissatisfaction. He had heard of Kaido's morning routine and hoped that by learning it, he could also find the inner peace that seemed to elude him. With a respectful bow, he asked Kaido if he could observe his morning practices. Kaido welcomed Hiroshi with a gentle smile and agreed to let him observe. As dawn approached, the monk began his day with a ritual that was both simple and profound. He started by sitting quietly in his small open courtyard. The stillness of the morning air enveloped him, and he closed his eyes, focusing on his breath. This practice of mindful breathing was not just a way to center himself, but a way to acknowledge the new day with a clear, open mind. Hiroshi watched in silence, noting the serene expression on Kaido's face. After a while, the monk rose and walked slowly to a small, ancient garden that was meticulously cared for. Each step was deliberate and filled with intention. He began to tend to the garden, gently pruning the plants and arranging stones with a careful hand. For Kaido, this act was a form of moving meditation, where each movement was infused with presence and gratitude. As the sun climbed higher, Kaido made his way to a nearby stream. There he performed a cleansing ritual, dipping his hands into the cool, flowing water. This act of purification was symbolic, representing a release of the previous day's worries and a readiness to embrace the new day. Hiroshi was struck by the monk's unhurried pace and the reverence with which he approached these seemingly mundane tasks. The morning routine continued with a simple, mindful breakfast. Kaido prepared a modest meal of rice and vegetables. Each bite was savored with full attention, and the act of eating became a meditative experience. Hiroshi noticed how Kaido's appreciation for the food was not just about nourishment, but about honoring the effort that went into its preparation. After breakfast, Kaido spent some time in silent contemplation. He sat by the window, looking out over the landscape, reflecting on the interconnectedness of all things. Hiroshi joined him, sitting quietly and allowing himself to be absorbed by the tranquil surroundings. The simplicity of Kaido's routine seemed to offer a profound lesson in the beauty of presence and mindfulness. The final part of the morning ritual was a brief period of journaling. Kaido wrote down his thoughts and reflections, not as a form of record-keeping, but as a way of clarifying his intentions for the day. Hiroshi was amazed at how Katie's writings were not filled with grand ambitions, but with gentle reminders to remain present and kind. Throughout the week that Hiroshi observed Kaido, he noticed a gradual shift in his own state of mind. The practices he had witnessed were not just routines but a way of life. They seemed to create a space where peace could flourish amidst the busyness of life. Hiroshi began to incorporate some of these habits into his own mornings, finding that even small changes brought a sense of calm and clarity. These morning habits, he discovered that they extended beyond the morning hours. The peace and mindfulness cultivated during those early moments began to influence his interactions with others and his response to daily challenges. The lessons learned from Kaido's routine became a foundation for a more balanced and fulfilling life. Years later, Hiroshi often reflected on those formative days spent with Kaido. He understood that the essence of the monk's practices was not just in the activities themselves, but in the intention behind them. Each morning habit was a reflection of a deeper understanding of life's rhythms and the importance of living with awareness and gratitude. Hiroshi, now a mentor in his own right, shared Kaido's teachings with those who sought a path to inner peace. He spoke of the power of simple morning routines and how they could serve as a foundation for a life of mindfulness and contentment. His story became a testament to the transformative power of consistent, mindful practices. In the quiet moments of dawn, Hiroshi often found himself echoing Kaido's habits, appreciating the beauty of the present moment and the simplicity of a well-lived day. He had learned that profound change often begins with small, deliberate actions, and that the most powerful lessons are those that come from a place of genuine presence and intention. The story of Kaito and Hiroshi became a cherished tale in the village, passed down through generations. It reminded all who heard it that the path to a meaningful life could be illuminated by the simple act of beginning each day with mindful awareness. The legacy of Kaito's morning habits continued to inspire countless individuals to find peace and purpose in their own lives. In this way, the powerful Buddhist story of Kaito's morning routine transcended its origins, becoming a universal lesson in the art of living with intention. It taught that true transformation often starts with the smallest of practices, and that the journey towards inner peace is one of gentle, consistent effort